Hi all, welcome to the design and development in ISO. So, in this vlog, we are going to look into design and development, how it is planned, how the design inputs are provided, what is the design output, design verification, and validation. So, now design and development planning. In the planning stage, we have to identify the responsibility of each design activity, and plans have to be updated as the design evolves. Then comes the activity assignment. Now, the design and verification activities have to be assigned to a qualified personnel with adequate resources. Then it is about the organization and the technical interfaces. Interfaces shall be identified and necessary design information shall be documented, transmitted, and reviewed regularly. Now we will move on to the design input. Design input requirements are to be identified and documented. Adequacy of input requirements shall be reviewed regularly. Incomplete, ambiguous, or conflicting requirements have to be resolved with those responsible for stating them. Input requirements shall include the considerations of statutory requirements and the regulatory requirements. Now moving on to the design output. Design output has to be documented. It has to be expressed in terms of calculations, requirements, and analysis. The design output has to meet the input requirement and should have an acceptance criteria. The design output shall conform to the regulatory requirements. It is regardless whether this is stated in the input or not. And the design output should identify those characteristics that can affect safety and proper function of a product. That is, the design intent has to be controlled here, and the design has to be reviewed. It has to be planned for each stage, and it has to be quite formal. The design output has to be documented, the review has to be documented, and it has to be attended by all the concerned and the specialists in design and development. This has to be recorded and the documented information has to be retained. Now let's look into the design verification. Design verification shall be carried out by a competent personnel and they shall verify design at all the stages. The design verification has to verify the output meets the input. The verification may be done by holding and recording the design reviews, qualification tests and demonstrations, or it could be by carrying out alternative calculations or comparing new design with similar proven design. And these results shall be documented. The retained document has to be there for the design verification. Any changes to the design shall be captured appropriately and they shall be documented. They should be reviewed by the concerned authority and has to be approved. The validation should ensure that the product is in conformance with the requirements. It should be with the defined user needs and it should have defined user requirements and it should be fit for the purpose. This is what we ensure in validation. So now we need to see what is the difference between a verification and a validation. Verification is conformance by examination and provision of objective evidence that specified requirements has been fulfilled. It could be any standard. And validation is confirmation by examination and provision of objective evidence that a particular requirements for a specific intended use are fulfilled. I hope this vlog on design and development for the implementation of ISO standards is helpful to you and you enjoyed it. Hope to see you with yet another subject topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Stay safe.